Hey everyone, how are we doing today? This is James Sweeney, aka SplitSuit, and today we're going to review a hand sent in by Robin. This is a hand from 50 No Limit, where Robin has 4 deuce and needs to choose a line with bottom 2 pair. So let's check it out. Okay, so in this hand we're in the big blind with 4 deuce, there's a raise, there's a call, there's another call, and Robin decides to call as well. So I'm going to stop here, and Robin says this in the write-up. I called in the big blind as I was getting great pot odds and closing the action. I want to know more about when you should call with any 2 cards out of the blinds, as I want to be more selective, rather than thinking, 'cause odds. So Robin, you're definitely on the right track here in thinking about the right stuff. You're right, we want to have a logic and rationale that's stronger than just, 'cause pot odds. 100% right. Now, in this kind of situation, 4 deuce off is not going to be a call for me, and there's a multitude of reasons why. In this situation, we're getting 5 to 1 on a call here. Okay, what that really means is that we have to be able to win this pot 17% of the time or more in order to justify this. If we can't win at least that often, there's really no point here. A hand like 4 deuce offsuit is going to flop strong so rarely. And even the times it does flop strong, which is typically going to be what? Bottom 2 pair, you're in a situation where, okay, against draws and stuff, their draw has tremendous amounts of equity if we end up getting it in against that kind of thing. And even when they have a single pair, they're going to have a decent amount of equity, plus the extra equity with counterfeit potential against your bottom 2. So it's a situation where the hand just doesn't really play all that well. The playability in terms of like thinking about bluffing at postflop, well, you're typically going to be taking like a no equity bluff postflop as well. And typically I'd prefer to semi-bluff than have a no equity bluff. So it's the kind of situation where I don't think you're going to win this hand anywhere near enough for the time to justify getting involved here. I don't think the implied odds are great enough. I don't think the playability is great enough. I don't think the bluff potential is great enough. And as such, I would just simply fold this hand. Yes, I'm going to call out of the blinds a lot of the time when I'm getting a great price, 5 to 1, 6 to 1, 7 to 1, or more. Yes, I'm going to be calling with a lot of hands, but 4 deuce offsuit does not fit the bill. Suited gappers, suited double gappers, ace-x kind of stuff, things that have legitimate playability and winnability are great. Things like 4 deuce offsuit, not going to do it for me. So I like that you're looking for spots where you can get involved with a wider range. I think this is just too wide of a range. As for spots where I want to be much wider, it's usually going to be with great pot odds pre-flop, deeper SPRs going post-flop, ideally position on someone who's really bad, right? Maybe calling in this kind of situation because the small blind's horrific and we have some extra stack depth, great. But this is actually not as great because now if we do decide to call, 6 bucks in the middle, 26 and a change effective against Demon on the button, and now all of a sudden we're in a situation where we don't have a super deep SPR. And trust me, the more garbage your hand is, the deeper and deeper you want that SPR. So as played, we do call, end up flopping bottom 2, which makes life a little bit more fun, a little bit easier as well. We decide to check, the original raiser c-bets, call, and here decides to go for a check raise to 1450. And so far, very happy as played. I mean, I'm definitely going to be check raising here. I'm looking for exactly this kind of situation where there's a bet, 1 or more callers, and we go forward from there. And I like the nice big bet size here too. I don't think we need to trim this down. This is just one of those where if they have something they're going to continue with, let's punish them and get as much money moving in as quickly as possible. And it's just one of those where, yeah, if they had something like ace jack or pocket fives, they're probably going away regardless. So when they do have something like 10x, when the original raiser does have something like an overpair, let's make sure we punish it and get as much money moving in the middle as quickly as possible. So we end up getting called by the original raiser, go to the turn, and here just decides to drill it in for pretty much a pot sizer. And so far, very happy. I really like the way postflop was played here. Robin was just really interested to make sure the line was right, that the sizes were right postflop. And to be totally honest, everything looks really good here. I think your opponent's going to have an overpair a very large chunk of the time. Maybe like a 10x kind of hand, it's kind of like very similar, holding really strong pair, top pair or better. And I don't think you're really looking at very many sets because you choke most of them out and there's only 3 combos of pocket 10, so who cares? This is going to be an overpair, a large chunk. You just need to punish it. No need to get cutesy and bet like 15 and risk losing money on the rest of the way out. Just punch it here like you did and we're good to go. And as played, we end up improving, and we end up beating jacks, and that's all well and good. But again, the most important point was pre-flop, understanding should we be getting involved. Robin, you asked an excellent question. Hopefully my answer helps you, and hopefully you don't make this call pre-flop in the future. But if you're going to, at least you played post-flop really well, the way the hand ran out. So Robin, thank you very much for the great hand. If you or anyone else has a poker hand you'd like me to review in a video, feel free to send it to me directly at splitsuit.com/send, and you can always ask me a poker question at splitsuit.com/ask. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. If you have any questions or thoughts on this hand, feel free to drop a comment. Otherwise, we'll see you back next week with a brand new video, and in the meantime, good luck out there and happy grinding.